What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I wanted to break down what's happening with the overall market, talk about some very important levels and what the charts are suggesting, what you should be watching for as time progresses. But before I break into this information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. I am personally not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100, you are guaranteed 7 free stocks. And our friends very soon in just about 12 days. Anyways, now let's talk about what's happening with the markets. Right now, SPY is at a very, very critical level. So we had this resistance at 531.5. Breaking through this opens the doors all the way up to the 532s. And if we reject off here, we have support at 530 flat. Losing that would open more doors for more downside, at least moving forward. So we'll be watching to see what happens. So far, I just want to note that we have a couple of Fed speakers who are speaking. We just had a Harker start their speech about an hour ago, and now Mester's about to be speaking very, very soon. And besides that, we have Bostic and nothing really else that's too crazy. The bill auctions came out very close to expectations. The market is still kind of shuffling as a result of this. But the question I'm getting asked is the market about to see a big rejection? The answer is, as of right now, there's no sign of it. There's no sign the market's rejecting yet. We can't officially say that because we haven't lost the structure just yet, in my personal opinion. So for us to get a rejection, let me just clarify something for the people who are confused. Okay. You need to see something like this. We're going to take my little path right here. We need to see SPY basically kind of shuffle like this rejects back down. And then even if we hold 530, we're still going to be fine. What you want to see is you want to see SPY lose this right here, lose this support at 529.5, get a little back test to continue. That's a sign of a little rejection, and that's going to lead to this thing actually dipping if we see a move like that. So far, we haven't officially done that. There's no sign of SPY actually losing this 529.5 support. So far, we're still holding up, and the structure is still in the upwards direction. So look at resistance currently. We have a little bit of resistance at 531. It's very minor, and 531.5. Breaking that will turn us a lot more bullish. We have support at 530 and then 529.5. If we start making lower highs and lower lows, the trend is going to switch. But as of right now, we haven't really done that. We're still making higher highs and higher lows. We're still bullish right now on the charts. So right now, I'm not seeing a sign of rejection. I am seeing signs that resistance is very tough on SPY. We have tough resistance to be watching for. We're at critical levels. So be careful at these resistance levels, and we'll see how we end up reacting. If we close below 530, that's going to be a sign of weakness as well. We're not really doing that. So far, we're holding up and favoring bulls, but we'll see if anything shifts later on during the day. But make sure you pay attention to this. Make sure you pay attention to market structure, and I'll break down more details about this later. I'm a little concerned about one thing about Tesla. So Tesla, I mentioned to everyone, we had to see a test of 172 and watch and see if we get a bounce. We got the bounce, but Tesla's struggling to hold above our key EMAs, most notably the 20 EMA and the 200 EMA. That's going to be around 174.36. So both of those EMAs we kind of struggled to hold above. And this is important because now that Tesla's kind of struggling to hold up, there's a possible head and shoulders like structure. We have a left shoulder here. We have a potential head right here. And we might be forming like a right shoulder. If Tesla loses 172, that's confirmation it's going to be breaking down. We're easily going to fall to 168. So make sure you watch those levels carefully to see if Tesla holds up. If Tesla ends up getting rebounded, let's just say we get good news hypothetically, you want to see it try to break past 176 and push up to 178 to remain bullish. If we struggle to hold above 175 and start turning, we're going to start to turn a little bit more neutral. And then losing 172 turns us back to bearish, and Tesla's going to be dipping. So right now, Tesla is showing a little bit of weakness. We're kind of struggling to hold above some key levels I would have wanted us to hold to be bullish. So there is some weakness in the chart. There's possible head and shoulders, so just be very, very mindful and careful. For NVIDIA, we're just completely range bound for today. We have resistance at 958. I did call 960 yesterday. We came very close to it. We have support currently at 950 and then 945. If we lose 945, we're going to be dipping all the way down into the 930s. If we hold above 950 or at least break past 955, look for 960 in the higher levels. As of right now, we're kind of range bound, so I favor that we're just going to be trading sideways for the time being, and we'll see what happens after this. For Bitcoin, by the way, I know a lot of people are interested in this. We got a nice push to about the 67,000 target. I did call a little bit of downside. That's what we're seeing so far. We're still holding it relatively well, at least for the chart. We're just kind of shuffling at this 65,000 area. If we lose support at 65,500, we're easily dipping down to the 6450, 64,500 area. We'll see how it holds up. For now, it's just testing support. We are forming kind of like a bearish divergence on it, so it could be dipping a little bit, so just be careful. For the QQQ Just like SPY, we're at some very, very tough resistance right now. So we have resistance at this, let me just double check this, 454.5 area and also 455.5. Those are going to be our resistance levels. We have support building up right here at 453.8. That's previous resistance becoming supports. Then we have 453 flat. So very, very tight levels. Losing this opens the doors for us to get all the way down to 450 if we end up losing 453. Know that right now the trend is bullish on the QQQ. We're still on an uptrend right now, but just like SPY, we have some tough resistance, and we'll have to see if there's a trend change. Once again, we are bullish right now because the chart's doing this. We're making a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. This is bullish so far. So far we're on an uptrend. To turn bearish, what you want to see is you need to see this reject here, kind of establish a lower high and then lose the support. If this support breaks right here, if we lose 452 and we start to kind of see a shift in our trend, this is a sign of rejection, and then that's where we're going to be start looking for a little break in structure and a move back down. We haven't really done that yet, so there's no sign of rejection just yet, so do not turn overly bearish unnecessarily. For Aapl has supported at 189.61, our 20 EMA. We have resistance at 190.5. If we lose 189, we're going to be looking for a dip towards 188 and then followed by 187. And we have resistance at 191. Overall, we have a bearish divergence right here. We're actually kind of dipping right here at 189. So if we end up losing this, we're going to be looking for a bit of a dip. I do think that Aapl could actually retest 189.6, but I'm not sure if it's going to break quite yet. We're still kind of range bound. You guys can see this range right here. So it's holding this support and kind of hovering below this resistance. So it's not really doing a whole lot. We have to wait and see which way it breaks for confirmation. For a few more, Coinbase, let's double check this. Coinbase got a little rejection. It's actually holding up very well so far. We have a nice inverse head and shoulders like structure. Watch support right here at 205. If we lose this, we're going to be filling the gap down to 202, then 200. And we have resistance all the way up towards 210 and then 213.5. Overall, we're still kind of holding support, so we'll give this some time just to see how Coinbase ends up moving. But watch and see if we hold 205. Amazon is just trading sideways, very boring. We have resistance at 186.36, support at 185.5. As of right now, it's just back and forth price action, very boring. But there is a little bit of weakness in the chart right here because this trend has been a little bit more bearish. We're on a bit of a downtrend right here. So give it some time and we'll see how things go. I call a little bit of downside on Meta. That is what's happening so far. We're going to be watching 475, then 472 below that, and then 468. We have resistance at 478 and also higher levels. As of right now, we're actually just shuffling around 475, not really doing a whole lot. For the people interested in the meme stocks, GME is looking a bit more bearish. Going to be looking at the 0.76 retracement, which happens to be around 25.66. So we're looking a little bit more bearish on GME, at least for the time being. And there is a risk of it coming down towards 25. It is kind of shuffling now, but there is a bit of a downside potential for it. AMC is no different. We basically have support at 4.7. There's also 4 points. Let me just double check this. I believe this is 4.34. So I'm seeing some more downside potential in AMC. Unfortunately, it has not been holding up very well. The dollar, not the dollar, the VIX is still very close to 12.4. It's still very close to supports at 12.37. Let's see if it gets a bounce or not. Still waiting for it. Give it some time, guys. But it is showing some weakness. It's starting to look like it may break. So the market is still holding it very well. So with that being said, there's no sign of rejection yet. So the people are asking the question, are we going to reject? My answer is not yet. We can't say that quite yet. So wait and see. But just know that SPY, Tesla, and the QQQ, all these stocks are at some tough resistance levels. So we'll see how the charts develop from here. With that being said, thank you all so much for listening. Have an absolutely incredible rest of the day. I'll see you guys very, very soon in the next video. Thank you for listening. I'll be back in a few hours, and peace out.